What's going on, Jeromes? Happy Thursday out there. Happy Thirsty Thursday out there, everyone, everywhere. We're back on the live stream every single weekday, 11 a.m. Central Time. We do, 45 to 52 minutes. Originally it was an hour, but, it is what it is. Hopefully we won't get the boot this time, where I don't even know what happened. We got a copyright warning, and usually that's if you play music or videos on the YouTube stream, and all we were doing is showing pics of the new NFL uniforms. So I don't know. Maybe we're in the Matrix. Maybe we got reported for hate speech yet again. I don't really know. It's gonna be a good time. So thank you very much for hanging out. We always have our nice little core live stream Jeromes who are able to catch us during the day. You guys are rock stars. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for making this part of your day. Plus, if you're catching up on demand, it's always a good time as well. So a couple things. We got Q&A for sure, which is a hallmark of these live streams. It's great. I love to interact with y'all. But also, so I did not know that this was going to happen today. So the report from Chris Sims, NBC Sports. Great. Seahawks reportedly offered Russell Wilson for the Browns' 2018 number 1 overall pick. So that ended up being Baker Mayfield. And I don't understand this at all, right? Russell Wilson, despite all of his corniness, despite all of his PR scrub, despite him being an actual robot, like, he is a top 5 quarterback. He's a top 3 quarterback. In fact, quarterbacks that I would build a team around for the future, for say the next 5 years, Russell would probably be number 2, where Mahomes is clearly 1, Russell 2. Building for the next 5 years, I really do think it is, because he's got the clutch gene. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been playing at a very high caliber level for a number of years, and respect, because he went to NC State just like Garrett Bradbury. We don't talk about those Wisconsin years, right? And if the Browns turn this down, how ridiculous is that? It's absolutely stupid, because, man, I understand, like, about this time, Russell has become one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. He does have a no trade clause, blah, 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 blah. But how many ones would you give up for Pat Mahomes right now? 5, if you could. Technically, you can give up to 4, because you can trade draft picks for up to 3 years down the line. But on draft day, you can access that 4th year. So you could give up to 4 number 1 picks for Pat Mahomes. Would you do that for Mahomes? Yes, you would. Would you give up 4 for Russ? I mean, maybe not, since he's already gotten paid and he's a little bit older. But would you give up 3, including the number 1 overall pick? Yeah, I think you would, especially 2 years ago. But so I don't know. Like, Chris Sims does have some hot takes. I'm sure he does have some connections. Him being a former player, him being in the media game now too. But I don't know. Like, this one just stinks. This one does not make any sense over, like, if you're the Browns, who's in charge of the Browns? Buddy Boy. God, what was his name? Doesn't matter. So if you're in charge of the Browns, and hell, if you're Jimmy Haslam and you got a call from the Seahawks and Schneider and Pete Carroll, it's like, hey, we'll trade you Russell Wilson for the number 1 overall pick. Done. Click. Over. Like, the movie Draft Day, if that happened in this scenario, that would have been the shortest movie ever. Done. Click. There you go. Because that number 1 overall pick, you were fishing for a franchise quarterback, and hopefully Baker Mayfield will actually still pan out. But if you get Russ, if you get an established Super Bowl winning quarterback, franchise guy right away, why wouldn't you? It just makes zero sense at all. So that's why I look at that one with skeptical hippo eyes. I don't believe that one for a sec. But we got some Q&A. May as well fire that up right away. Let's get that going. There we go. Griffin Creer, you plan on going to any game? You plan on going to any games in Minnesota this year? I don't go to games even pre-Rona. Some nap. I'm going to Cowboys at Vikings. Watch Dalvin destroy the Cowboys while Zeke Elliott is a non-factor, just like last year. Could certainly see it. We'll love it. Hopefully by that time of the season, fans are allowed to actually go to the games. Mo Abdul 99. Thoughts on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I've been watching it lately, and it's a classic. It may be one of the best sitcoms of all time. Bel Air. It was a great show. It was phenomenal. It was right in my wheelhouse when I was growing up. It was one of my favorite shows. I actually even bought the DVDs. Remember back when buying DVDs was a thing? And Will Smith, who had, he was a rapper, him and DJ Jazzy Jeff, but he had next to zero acting experience beforehand. But you can just see like the personality and the loquaciousness of Will Smith. It just shone through. And Quincy Jones was absolutely spot on casting him. I don't think the show would have worked with anyone else besides Will Smith. Also, Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro. I mean, also, I love that they never took themselves too seriously. Like, they tackled some heavy topics for sure, like when Uncle Phil had a heart attack, when Will got shot. Will's dad shows up, who is Ben Vereen, who's not related to Shane Vereen. But yeah, he shows up and he leaves like, how come you don't want me, man? Plus, so they started off with a different mother. So on Viv, she was different like the first two seasons, right? And then apparently the actress who played Aunt Viv, the first one, had problems with basically everyone on set, especially Will Smith. So they just recast her for the rest of the seasons, and they didn't mention anything about it, but they did give a nod to it, where I think it was the season premiere of The New Mom, and it was Jazz walking into the house, and he's like, who's playing the mother this year? It was just... It was great. Fresh Prince. If you have a chance, if you look up the bank shot episode, where the premise is, so Will is at a pool hall, as young teenagers like to do, gets in deep with some not great people, and so then Uncle Phil goes down and he re-hustles the pool hustlers. It's great. So he pretends to be, I'm not giving anything away, but he pretends to be bad, and then the pool hustler is like, all right, $100 a ball, you're going to play for big time stakes, and then Uncle Phil is just this amazing, like, Minnesota Fats-esque pool player. It's awesome. It's probably one of my favorite episodes. I'm going to watch that after this live stream is done. So, yeah, go check that out. Fresh Prince Bel Air. It's awesome. So I basically put out to the Jeromes, hey, just, like, give us tangent ideas, especially movies and TV shows. It's great. HuskGamer15, who are the top 5 deep threats currently and of all time? Oh, boy. Should have prepared for that one. Well, deep threat now, Tyreek Hill, BFR 2019 receiving leaders. Man, I guess you'd put Stephon Diggs up there, wouldn't you? Let's see, yards per catch. Let's see, would you put Mike Williams up there? I guess maybe. Sure. Kenny Galladay I put up there. Evans still doing the damn thing. Yeah. Let's go long. Olamide Zaccheaus. Long in 93. What the hell happened there? Oh, I guess to put Robbie Anderson up there too. Sure. Yeah. All time, that'd be tougher. I mean, it's Randy Moss and then everyone else. Randy Moss, Megatron. Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch of the Raiders from back in the day. All right, so PFR, all-time yards per reception. Because I wish we had, like, average depth of target. Oh, Willie Gault would be a decent one. Except there's no qualifiers on here. Yards per reception, single season. All right, so this is the all-time list. So it really... Wait, what the hell? Oh, Bullet Bob Hayes. Sure, Willie Gault. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was Wes Welker for a sec, but Wesley Walker. I was like, Wes Welker averaged 19 yards a catch. Get out of here. Oh, Lance Allworth for sure. Also, this does need to be put into context in terms of like era, right? So now you do have the air raid, you do have the spread offense, all that stuff. Everyone chucking. It's great. But man, back in the day, like the passing game, all it was chucking it deep, especially like the Raiders, Daryl LaMonica, the Mad Bomber. You look at Air Coryell, that was the passing game. Before Bill Walsh came in, the short precision passing game that replaces the run game, yards after catch was great. No, back in the day, passing game was, hey, you need a tall, strong arm quarterback who's just going to chuck it. Just fast outside the receivers. Receivers down in 3-point stance, getting off the line. I mean, it was great. Yeah, Don Maynard was a bad man, too. For the Jets, like him and Joe Namath. They were great. Max McGee. James Lofton. Yeah, James Lofton, a Hall of Famer. Flies under the radar. It really does. We don't acknowledge his Packer years, by the way. There you go. Oh, there's Cliff Branch. Malcolm Floyd somehow makes this list. It's crazy. Next up, Preacher Paul, hauling it for all y'all. Any tips on grilling? I've always been a propane guy. Propane and propane accessories. I need to learn briquettes, a Weber kettle. All right, so grilling first. Propane is great. I actually like gas grill, like especially weeknights when you just want instant even heat. I know that there's like different kits now that you can put in like smoking chips and put that in for stuff, and it's like, okay, it's fine. Charcoal, I really like charcoal. Just the smell, the taste of charcoal, really a second on it. Really just screams summer. I do like the smoker, where I've worked with offset like actually stick burner smokers as well as pellet grills. I think pellet grill, it's nice for ease in terms of just being able to set it and basically forget it. Like I've said on here before, if you can run a microwave, you could run a pellet grill. The only drawback about pellet grills is that you don't get a good sear. That's why, I do like the gas grill. I got a gas grill with a side propane burner where if I just want a really nice sear on a steak, say I just fire that thing up, get that thing smoking hot, and then just do what you need to do with the steak. Sometimes I'll do it where I'll bring the steak up to temperature, so up to 140. About 140. And then, so a nice just below medium rare temperature on the steak. And then, you reverse sear it. So you bring the steak up to temp on the smoker. So you get that wood flavor infused in there. And then you put it on the propane or you get that pan going on the propane grill, get that nice hard sear going on the outside. So you get the crust, you get the wood flavor. And with the Traeger, you just don't get a good sear. Like it just does not get up to hot enough. Where it gets up to 450, but they ain't hot enough. So what was the question again? Oh, get a pellet smoker and use it in conjunction with the gas grill. And on weekends, just do the charcoal. So instead of like the usual like run of the mill dad like circular charcoal grill, I've got this little box grill where you just stack up the charcoal briquettes and then you spread them out. It's great. Where it's basically, if you've ever seen like Asian street vendors, right? They'll be on the side, they'll be there in their flip flops, and they got the little fan, to both stoke the fire as well as like free advertising. Just get that smoked meat smell out there. You just get skewers of like chicken and pork and beef out there. That's the way to go. Like fully respect, like the dad. Labor Day, Memorial Day grill. He's got the burgers and dogs out there. Those burgers are dried out. Don't really care. You got the flavor going on. Dad's wearing the apron. Says World Grill Master, and he's using the fork. The 2-prong fork, which by the way you should never use on anything. It's extremely pointless. Like you can just see your dad just like poking the T-bone steaks that they got on sale from Safeway. And it's like, oh, he's just poking it with that 2-prong fork thing. What the hell is going on? What are you doing, man? You're letting all the juices out. Military-based movies and Jason Bourne movies work. No more jail for you. Yeah, hopefully we're not in YouTube jail. Oh, guys stink. But see, I never watched a full Jason Bourne movie, which is weird because you think that would be right up my alley. John Wick movies are phenomenal. Seen those. If we're talking about similar genres as well. So recently just rewatched American Sniper, which I thought was great. Although if you look at the real Chris Kyle, I think Bradley Cooper did a great job with the role. But if you look at Chris Kyle, he looks a lot more like what's his name? Oh, Chris Pratt. I mean, he looks almost exactly like Chris Pratt. And again, don't get me wrong, Bradley Cooper was phenomenal in this movie, but the real Chris Kyle, R.I.P., he does look like Chris Pratt. But, I think it was a great movie. And also, if you listen to the Jocko podcast, that was the task unit that Chris Kyle was a task unit bruiser. So Jocko, he worked with Chris Kyle, and he's got just really unfortunate, really tragic story, the way that the Chris Kyle story ended up. But yeah, I think that was a good movie. It wasn't exactly true to the story. Listen to Jocko, Leaf Babin. Read the book if you want the true story. It really was Hollywoodized, especially like Mark Lee in the movie versus the real Mark Lee, just completely 180. Yeah. Don't get me going on the difference between how Hollywood decides the Hollywood things in movies. It's really annoying. Brian Yaz. So Anthony Harris busts a slick freestyle rap off the top of Soundset in 2019 when he, Afadi, and Mac were presented on stage. He had bars. Who do you think is the best singer on the Vikings? Well, if only we had 96 questions back, then we'd actually have a decent idea. I can see Afadi being a good singer. Or Michael Pierce. Yeah. Harris just busting out the rap. Love it. I can see Holton Hill low key, even though Holton Hill is like completely quiet. Him having a really good voice. I bet you Harrison Smith is a terrible singer. I bet you he's just really, really bad. Actually, who would be the worst singer on the Vikings? I could see it being Zimmer. Oh, no, it's Kirk. It's got to be Kirk, right? Where Kirk Cousins ain't no Kirk Franklin. Yeah, he ain't got a good voice. The cracks in the cadence. Yeah. Jerome 15. What do you think Justin Jefferson needs to work on the most? I think getting off a press on the outside. I think that's going to be big because I think teams will understand. It's like, hey, let's just keep getting up in this kid's shorts until he makes us pay for playing him so tight. So I think you're going to see Kyle Fuller. I think you're going to see Jeff Okudah. I think you're going to see Jair Alexander. Whenever Jefferson, number 18, is on the outside, they're just going to press him. And so if he's able to get off a press, if he's able to create separation for himself, I certainly think that he can. You saw it at collegiate level, but it is a big jump going from a spread offense in college to the NFL. If you can do that, awesome. I think that's going to be his biggest hurdle. Row the Skull. Would you ever consider doing some quick as possible cooking videos or prepared plates, etc.? Nothing too in-depth, so it's favorite food Skull. Wow, this must be producer Allie's burner account because she keeps bugging the hell out of me wanting to do cooking segments, which we could, but like we talked about, sometimes I just like cooking as like a therapeutic where nothing I like better. So work is done, making content is done, workout is done, and then like 3:30, just like that golden hour, I was like, crack a beer, make some dinner for the family. Just great. Listen to some history podcast. It's good times. Just good times. Oh, by the way, this may seem cliche because it's sort of a played out beer, but Fat Tire. I mean, the OG Fat Tire, like what? It's one of those things where they start off as a microbrew or a craft beer, and then they got really popular, and then everyone's like, the beer sounds like, Oh, it's like Sam Adams. Like Sam Adams might be one of the original craft breweries in the United States, and then they get national play, and then they're distributed nationally and get all this love, but it's still a damn good beer. Same thing with Lion and Kugel. Same thing with Grain Belt. Maybe not Grain Belt. Just kidding. Grain Belt is the GOAT here in Minnesota. Yeah, but Fat Tire is just great. Badger Hill guy here. Kyle Rippentrop. Christmas Vacation is my favorite movie. I'm wondering what your opinion is on it. I always hold it against Clark that he's a stupid Bears fan, right? And as stupid and petty as that is, this vacation Bears hat. As stupid and as petty as that is, I mean, also, the fact that Chevy Chase is kind of an asshole. Like, it's an entertaining movie. Like, Randy Quaid, definitely, Cousin A certainly makes the movie. I do think it's funny that they recast the son and the daughter every single movie, and then like they don't even reference it. They're like, oh, whatever, you look different. I will say Vegas Vacation of the vacation movie is probably my favorite, but I Christmas movies, like Christmas Vacation, everyone loses their ish over. Everyone creams in their jeans over Christmas Story as well. I'm just kind of like, eh. Yeah, it's not so much just intentionally being a stick in the mud. It's just like, I'm just never really Jones. Like, if I have a Christmas where I don't see Christmas Vacation or Christmas Story, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm fine. Also, hey, if you're watching in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. We'll give a couple of shout outs. Love doing that. We should do a ASMR episode where I'm just eating and drinking. Just Mr. Popo. Armageddon is the best movie of all time, despite the accuracy when it comes to gravity and everything has to do with space around. I hard agree, by the way. Armageddon movie. I will say, though, just this is certainly up there in terms of rewatchability. Like, we're talking about movies that you see on TNT, just basic cable, and then you decide to watch it. No, no matter where you come in on Armageddon, you're going to be watching. Like, it's just great ensemble cast. I mean, Steve Buscemi, Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson. I was confused, the Wilson brothers. Oh, Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P. The dude who Will Patton, who was the other coach. Remember the Titans. This is just a great cast. Liv Tyler, for some reason. Liv Tyler was in another space movie, by the way. Liv Tyler, where I didn't think that could work because after you did Armageddon, I don't think you can do another space movie. Oh, she was in Ad Astra, the Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones movie about having daddy issues. Liv Tyler, you can't do another space movie because you were in the space movie. Like, I understand you come from a very troubled background, a very poor upbringing, and you had to, kids got to eat, but, I don't want to close my eye. This is a good movie. Like, in terms of bad movies that you just love, it's certainly up there. Definitely is. Next up, Beer Fest. Really upset that they never ended up making Pot Fest from the teaser and the credits. Beer Fest is a great movie, and so I love Broken Lizard, Jake Kashana, Farva, those other guys. One of the dudes is from Minnesota. I forget which one. Lemmy? No. Broken Lizard guy from Minnesota. Yeah, that's the extent of. Eric Stolhansky. Oh, so Rabbit from Super Troopers. Oh, he's from Minneapolis. There you go. He graduated from Breck. There you go. Went to Colgate. Just like Donald Foyle, who was a center back in the day. He was supposed to be the bee's knees. I think he was drafted by the Warriors. Foyle. We'll look this one up later. So there's an awful. But yeah, Beer Fest was a phenomenal movie. I wasn't so much into Club Dread. I wasn't into the Slam and Salmon or any of the other projects. I do hear that Spokane PD or 911 or Spokane Fire, whatever, the Farva plus the bearded, the mustache guy, like their TV show. I heard this pretty good. Super Troopers 2 was good. But yeah, Beer Fest was just phenomenal. In some ways, Beer Fest is actually better than Super Troopers. Don't at me. So Donald Foyle, the pride of Colgate University. First round pick, number 8 overall, before the Warriors were the Warriors. Wow, he spent 10 years on the Warriors? Man. Oh, he left the Warriors in 2007, like right before they got good. Man. But yeah, he's on those Warriors teams with like Baron Davis and whatnot. Yeah. So anyways, so Eric Stolhansky went to Colgate, and so did Donald Foyle. So there you go. Next up is One Time Mendoza. I'm not gonna lie, I still enjoy the Land Before Time series. Kiddos not so much. Yep. Yeah. We tried watching that with our daughter. It really didn't hold up because I forget how long some of the movies are. Like Land Before Time, The Brave Little Toaster. Some of those movies just like drag on, like really unnecessary. Just this is not crucial to the plot. Just like get on the road and get going with it. Yeah, especially like road trip adventure stories like that, and just get going. Yeah. So you're watching a couple shout outs. Got Preacher Paul in the live chat, hauling it for all y'all. Love you guys. Jabrisky, Trempolo, that's right. Turtle 553, Rochester Mid City. Travis from Flake, Northeast Burbs represent. Skull Vikes, Saskatchewan. Preacher Paul's in Roseville. That's right. Shout out North Metro. Mike Burham, Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Brian Starney, Myrtle Beach. Oh, Jelly. Although the sun is shining today, so we got that going for us. Kirby Selleck, Brookings, South Dakota. All right, so he combines two of my favorite things, Kirby Puckett and Tom Selleck. So I know when everyone talks about baseball movies, like Little Big, Field of Dreams and The Natural, all that stuff. Mr. Baseball is a phenomenal movie. It really is. So the premise is Tom Selleck is this washed up major league player, and then he goes to Japan just to try and stay in professional baseball. And it's an overall fun story. It's a great movie. It really is. That and Little Big League, and just because it's based around the Minnesota Twins are the two greatest baseball movies of all time. Also, I love For Love of the Game. I actually think For Love of the Game is better than Field of Dreams. Don't at me. Don't you dare at me. I think it might be a generational thing. Also, Field of Dreams kind of sucks. Face. Here. Stephen Sampson, Duluth. God, I love Duluth. Andrew Dassa, Medford, Wisconsin. What is up? James Madison, L.A. Sorry, James Madigan, L.A. Man, my eyes are going with me. Yeah, I miss L.A., even though you have a garbage mayor and a garbage governor. It's rough. Purple Rain, Wausau, Wisconsin. That's right. Rick Spielman, do you fish or hunt? Pretty avid fisherman. I like getting out there in the summer. I love eating fish. I love cooking fish. So catching fish, pretty easy. Hunting. So I hunted when I was a kid. Just got back into it this last year. Went deer hunting in the fall. Looking to do that up again because I wanted to be part of my kid's life. Also, the whole, factory farming, it's like whatever. So if you're able to go out there and get just pure on like organic, beautiful, like alive, just like red and vibrant meat, just go and get it. All right. So love venison, love elk. Haven't had the opportunity to cook bear, although would like to. Although cooking that ish well done, so we don't get trichinosis. Don't need worms up in here. So here. Rohan Kumar, pick one movie: Avengers, Endgame, Tombstone, Godzilla, Hacksaw Ridge. What a motley collection of movies. I picked Tombstone. Godzilla sucked. Hacksaw Ridge was pretty good. Although Hacksaw Ridge, where in terms of movies that are true to the actual story, that's certainly up there. But what took me out of the movie is Vince Vaughn being the drill sergeant. I mean, and as well as being the sergeant of the company. It's just like, okay, dude, you're Wedding Crashers. Dude, you're Dodgeball. Get out of here. Plus him also, all right, so he had the little grease gun, which I understand was more prevalent in the Pacific than the European theater, but he's got the grease gun instead of the Thompson. That was like, okay. Avengers Endgame, by the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm not that big of an Avengers fan. Like the whole MCU, like I love Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I love Thor Ragnarok. That's really about it. I love the X-Men movies too, except that's not really part of the MCU. I'm just Caden. 3 positions we need help at. 3 positions we don't. Oh, need help. Okay. Offensive line, backup quarterback, deep threat wide receiver. Someone has to step up as 3 tech. 3 positions you don't. Safety. Safety's pretty good. Tight end, you're pretty good. Running back, you're pretty damn deep. Also, would you try a sushi Oreo? I mean, yeah. What is in a sushi Oreo? Is that actually a thing, or is it just something that you made up? Sushi Oreo. Oh, damn, it's actually a thing. No bake Oreo candy sushi. I mean, hell, yeah, I'd eat the crap out of that. You could put raw fish on an Oreo, and I'd probably still eat it. Yeah. Brady Miller. I know this might be a long shot, but I could see Elfline really turning it around his career this year. I mean, it's certainly possible, right? And in terms of, like, he did not have a bad rookie year. In fact, he actually graded better than Bradbury in a number of categories. But yeah, but injuries, lack of preparation time, I mean, certainly took away from it. Last year, during stretches last year, like, he wasn't terrible, especially in the run game. So, I mean, could he get it together in year 4 in a contract year and then just sign like $1 billion free agent deal somewhere else? It's possible. Yeah. Also, a couple more shouts. Isaac Ruprecht, Pickerton, Ohio. Regular viewer, love it. Dante Rowan, Skull from Oklahoma on the Rangers. Love it. Preacher Ball also says tossing some moose and some antelope. Yeah, just working back up from the lowly like Minnesota slug or southern Minnesota slug hunting deer hunter from the cornfields, public land. There you go. Andy's Evil Twin was watching the 09 NFC game, and I really, really hate Greg Williams. He's a douche. Oh, when Teddy got knocked out against the Rams, Greg Williams was the DC of the Rams, I think. Was he? That would make sense. Yeah. That LaMarcus Joyner hit, dirty. Chip Diamond, how many sacks will Danielle Hunter end with at the end of his career? Obviously, Hall of Famer. 205. Yeah, record right now is Bruce Smith of 200. I'm going to say Danielle goes 205. Cody Brown, Sonic the Hedgehog, the new one. No, absolutely refuse. Like, I don't understand why they keep trying to jam this down our throats, where this movie was supposed to come out like several different times, and then they're like, oh, people hate it because Sonic has teeth. Oh, we need to rework the CGI. Sonic looks too much like a cat. We need to redo it again. Yeah, this movie's going to be bad. Actually, is it out yet? Is it on demand? I mean, it must be out. All right, so February 14th. I mean, is this on Redbox yet? I'm not renting it, even though my kid likes to play the Sonic the Hedgehog game on her tablet. But no, like, I don't even think Jim Carrey can save this movie. James Marsden is whatever. I mean, it's just going to be a bad movie. Like, when was the last good video game movie? Has there ever been one? I mean, let's look that up. Video game movies. I mean, is Tomb Raider? Is that it? Let's see. List of films based on video games. I mean, Tomb Raider might be. Hollywood live action. There you go. So Super Mario Brothers, no. Street Fighter was actually sneaky good. Mortal Kombat is one of those really good, terrible movies. I thought Doom was okay. Hitman, please. Max Payne. I remember Max Payne with Boston. What's his name? Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, not so much. Oh, Prince of Persia. Man, what a piece of garbage this was. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal. No. Ben Kingsley. No. Gemma Arterton. No. No. Bad. Bad dog. Oh, wait, they made a Warcraft movie? I'm guessing this thing tanked. Budget 160, box office 439. What? Critical response, though. Approval rating of 28%. Okay, that makes more sense. So it is more people went to the movie because of the game and the phenomena. I'm sure it did well overseas, probably in China and South Korea too, but There's probably a reason why there hasn't been a sequel. Tomb Raider reboot. Oh, they're making a new Mortal Kombat movie? Oh, they're making a Minecraft movie? Good luck with all that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is there anyone of note in this movie? I do not recognize any of these names. But it's okay. I mean, it could be good. Sure, why not? A lot of these video games, like I'm sure Assassin's Creed did really good in foreign markets, where a lot of times, like to the American sensibility of what's a good movie and what's a bad movie, like some of these box office, quote unquote, box office bombs here in America, the ones that gets ranked, 18% on there, they just do really well overseas. I don't know. Yeah, us Asians, we just like the action. Trey Stallings, $10 in the super chat. Taylor Gabriel, one time skull. Is my response to Taylor Gabriel. But Trey, thanks very much for the $10 in the super chat. You're the man. We're gonna spend it on beer. Use my fake ID. See, Mr. Popo, I was looking at Pat Elflein tape, and his rookie season wasn't that bad as a center. There are certainly times when Elflein looks competent, but the times that he does not is just really play ending, drive ending, game ending, just atrocious. Ethan Griffith, if the Vikings said, Andy, we need you in our organization to help with blank, what do you think would be your best end? Media, communicator, scouting, some sort of position coach. I don't know. Chef. We could fix some of the concessions. I don't know. Definitely not coaching. Definitely don't want that heat. Definitely not scouting. Maybe personnel based on the hilarity of their names. Like, I would have drafted John Pinacini out of Utah in the first round. Could have gone that route. Stanley Maros, speaking of Nick Cage from the other day, he just made a movie recently called Primal or something. I feel like it's probably one of those bad ones. I'm also intrigued. All right, so Nick Cage, Primal. Yeah, when Nick Cage started having tax problems and just started making every single movie ever, every single script that was put in front of him, it was great. Yeah, I mean, this movie is bad, guaranteed. Guaranteed this movie is horrible. Oh, look at that CGI tiger. Whatever that is. But Nick Cage in the Tiger King movie is going to be phenomenal. Like, this is just perfect. Also, Nicolas Cage, when he's allowed to be the insane person that he is great. And this role is just like, you could not create a better role for him. God, this is going to be good. Can just be amazing. Like, it's going to be up there with Room in terms of the greatness. Oh, Trey Stallings just become a monthly Jerome. Woo! Thank you very much. If you want to support the channel, hit that join box, become a monthly or platinum Jerome, just like Trey did. Give me the gun, Trey. Scumly Bubbles. Who of the first round picks this year do you think is most likely to bust? John Wick is great. John Wick is great. Also shows you what happens when you F with someone's dog. Wiki 2020. Plus, I love the John Wick movies and that they're just so unapologetic. It's like, hey, there's going to be a lot of shooting. There's going to be a lot of killing. There's going to be a lot of awesome stuff. And Keanu is the man. Also, sneaky good movie, The Accountant. Yeah. So the Ben Affleck movie, which everyone panned right away. Accountant, Ben Affleck. The movie that everyone panned right away because it's a stupid name. It's like, oh, The Accountant. Oh, is he this dude with this autistic dude who's clearly on the spectrum just comes in, he's the accountant, then he kills people. It was a great movie. It is a great, straightforward action movie, and it's good. Anna Kendrick is really good in the movie. I'm glad that they're making a sequel to this because this is really good. Actually, I also love Ben Affleck as a director, where he's a lot like Clint Eastwood, where it's no muss, no fuss, like no fancy camera tricks. It's just like, hey, here's the story. Here's how the story progresses. There isn't going to be a lot of fluff. There isn't going to be a lot of pork in this movie. It's going to be, hey, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and it's going to be shot great. Yeah. I just love directors like that. And I feel like it's become sort of a lost art. It's basically like directing a movie is a lot like cooking, where you can make it as complicated and frou-frou as you want, But at the end of the day, simple, good, clean, flavors, movies, everything. It all works. What are we talking about? Oh, who's most likely to bust? Well, Burrow being number one overall, going to Cincinnati, sure. I think Herbert is going to be hit or miss. I think Jordan Love is going to be hit or miss as well. Maybe Clavon Chason. Oh, Mekhi Becton for sure. Becton, combine warrior, not great tape. But, yeah, you're betting on the come with Mekhi Becton. I don't know if it works out. I think Derek Brown is a safe bet in terms of talking about like guys who are least likely to bust. I think Chase Young is a pretty safe bet. I mean, Tua could be all over the place depending on that health. I think Cesar Ruiz is a phenomenal pick. I think rock solid safe bet. Patrick Queen, working in Baltimore, I think is pretty safe. Damon Arnett, I mean, I still don't understand that pick. Well, we didn't understand the Raiders taking Clelin Ferrell number 4 overall last year either. So, here. Have you watched the project on Alex Smith's recovery story? Yeah. I mean, that's scary stuff, dude. When you get that infection, it's rough. I'm shocked that he's even, flirting with the idea of coming back, because you think about it, he's as old as Aaron Rodgers. I think he's slightly younger, but yeah, that's rough. Husgamer 15. What's your top 10 prospects power rankings for next year's draft currently? I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, Penny Sewell, the tackle from Oregon, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Jamar Chase, certainly up there. Oh, by the way, Devonta Smith and Waddle from Alabama, like they might be better than Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs III. I mean, that's just how. I mean, programs like Alabama, they don't rebuild, they reload. That's just so disgusting, so sick. Andy Maxfield, Fadi had 3-tech for blitz packages. He did that a little bit last year. Thoughts on doing it more often? I mean, yeah, I would certainly be okay with that. Fadi certainly knows how to take care of himself on the interior. But yeah, in certain packages, sure, as every down, no. But if you do that and then bring DJ Wanham or James Lynch on the edge, or put Anthony Barr's hand in the dirt, ooh, let's get it going. Love that. Aaron Rodgers, BFF, and lover. Can you do a quick recap of the 2000 draft, the Brady draft? Oh, we certainly can. 2000. Oh, all right. So this is when Penn State went back-to-back. So the Browns, when Courtney Brown, not so much. LeVar Arrington. LeVar Arrington was pretty damn good for a hot second. Oh, Washington had 2 and 3. Why'd they have 2 and 3? Oh, no, this wasn't the Ricky Williams. Oh, this is part of the Ricky Williams trade. Yeah, this is the back end, because they had traded their 2000 first-round pick as well. So this fallout from 99 ended up being that. So Washington was at 12, and then they traded up, and then a bunch of other trades went down, whatever. But Chris Samuels was decent for a while. Peter Warrick, I thought was going to be a legit stud. Him coming out of Florida State, but not so much. Peter Warrick, Snoop Minnis, Chris Wenke. Let's get it going. Jamal Lewis ended up being really good. Corey Simon was okay. Thomas Jones, he was bad with the Cardinals, but got it together with the Bears and the Jets. Turned out to be a pretty damn good hammer running back. Plaxico. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, see, one Hall of Famer in the first round, Brian Urlacher. The safety from New Mexico. What's he going to do with the Bears? It's really good. Ron Dane. God. John Abraham probably should be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be working on that. Oh, Seabass. Yeah, the Raiders taking a first-round kicker. And yeah, this is the Brady 6 draft, so Chad Pennington. Yeah, hey, have you thanked Randy Moss getting you taking the first round? Shit. Sean Alexander. Sean Alexander, one of my favorite anecdotes is that he went from league MVP to out of the league in 24 games, which he did. That's how running back goes sometimes. See Keith Bullock. I remember thinking that Dennis Northcutt was going to be good. Man, the Browns really effed up for a number of years. Oh, and then the Rams drafted Trung candidate to try and replace Marshall Faulk. Good luck with that. Until eventually they drafted Steven Jackson, who did replace Marshall Faulk, but yeah. Let's see. Let's look at the Vikings specifically. All right. Oh, Hovan? Yeah. I thought he was going to be more. Fred Robbins going heavy on the defensive line, baby. So picked up Hovan, Fred Robbins, Michael Borio from the U. Think that would work out? Not so much. Doug Chapman from Marshall. Great. Antonio Wilson. I don't even remember Antonio Wilson ever. Tyrone Carter. Ooh, from the U. Super Bowl champion Tyrone Carter. Respect. Should have held on to him. Troy Walters. Oh, yeah. Bring in Troy Walters as a return specialist. Just did not quite work out. Let's see, 199 is Brady, right? Yeah, Tom Brady. Compensatory pick. Yeah. Hey, you know, that guy who played really well in the Orange Bowl against Alabama, that guy who stepped up in big-time games in the Big Bad Big Ten, the guy who kept local favorite Drew Henson, like 17-star recruit on the bench. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, let him fall to the 6. Great. Oh, and the 3 7th-round picks. Oh, yeah, even before Spielman, the Vikings just love their 7th-round picks. Mike Milano, Giles Cole, and Lewis Kelly. I mean, it's not great when your draft picks don't even have Wikipedia pages in 2020. All right, so who the hell is this guy? Lewis Kelly? Stuck around for the Vikings for 4 years? Wow. I do not remember him at all. Oh, South Carolina State. So the alma mater of Alex Taylor as well, who was a big-time like basketball tackle project in this draft. So why is it? Yeah. UDFA. So Sean O'Hara was a UDFA. Adewale Ogunleye, man, he was solid for a long time. Oh, Mike Fury. Mike Fury has probably the most random 1,000-yard season in NFL history. PFR. Mike Fury, probably Northern Iowa. Yeah, because this was right after the Greatest Show on Turf, 99, the Rams. Yeah, so he had a 1,000-yard season with Detroit in 2006. Just out of nowhere. He has a career total. Like he almost had half of his career yards in one season. What was going on with the Lions? Was this the John Kitna era? Because 08 they went 0-16, right? But Ron Marinelli 3-13 still kept his job. Oh, yeah, Kevin Jones, John Kitna. This team was bad. This team was very, very bad. Yeah, Mike Fury. Oh, Roy Williams. Mike Fury didn't even lead his team in receiving. Oh, yeah, this is before the Cowboys traded like multiple firsts for Roy Williams. How'd that one work out? Kevin Jones. Your team rushed for 1,100 yards total. The 2018 Vikings laugh at you. They scoff at your lack of rushing production. There we go. See here. Sam Moros. Do you think the Vikings can play the second team and still beat the Bears and the Lions? Rate 5 guys out of 10. Oh, so the Vikings play their second teamers. They beat the Lions by 17. They beat the Bears by 3. Last second field goal. Who'd be the backup kicker? It doesn't matter. 5 guys out of 10. 6. I respect them. Fries are good. You know, the burger is fine. It's whatever. But I feel like they do get overhyped, especially in like the fast casual world, like everyone, their mom, the suburbs are like, oh, the 5 guys. 5 guys are the best. 5 guys are the best. But you can't tell me that you can't make a burger just as good or better than 5 guys. Like you just can't tell me that, right? Nah. Sam Morris. And do you think the Vikings can play the second? Oh, all right, answer that one. T-Rag. John Wick series overall opinion. Solid action. Love Keanu. You know what you're getting, and it delivers. It's just a great popcorn action movie. If you've seen it, do you think there will be a 4th? Yeah, there'll probably be a 4th. I mean, isn't there going to be another John Wick and another Matrix movie come out on the same day? Or at least wasn't that the plan? We'll see what happens. Aaron Rodgers, BFF and lover. Tell people how good Johan Santana was. Dude was as good as Roy Halladay. R.I.P. Roy Halladay died, didn't he? Yeah, I forgot. What happened to Doc? Roy Halladay. Yeah, he died in 2017 in Mexico. Oh, he died in a plane crash. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, R.I.P. Man, Johan Santana was a bad man. Was a bad man back in the day. Man, I loved him coming up. You know, good old 57, the lefty. God, he was just so good and amazing. Where Yeah, you do see some of him in Jose Barrios, just a little bit. But yeah, it's funny too. Like sometimes pitchers, they do take like 4 or 5 years just really marinate and get their stuff together. And that's what happened with Johan, where he was up and down, spot starter, then eventually 2003 became a full-time starter. Led the league in a number of categories. Led the league in strikeouts 3 straight years, ERA for 3 straight years, whip for 4 straight years. Yeah, he's just a stud. Just an absolute stud. Won the Cy Young twice. 4-time All-Star. And it really sucks that, the Twins just... Why do you just give away your best players? That's what I want to know. And then he was fine for a year with the Mets and then just really did not pan out. Because how much was his contract? Santana. Johan Santana. Yeah, so the Twins gave up on him, trade him to the Mets. Well, 6 years, $137.5 million. No, not so much. Like, I understand that he was on the downslide. Understand that it's yeah. So sad. Skull Nation. If you were the GM of the Vikings, who would be Kirk's backup? Kyle Sluter. Well, Sluter would be QB3. Backup would be Cam Newton. I'm just someone that, in the just in the very unlikely case of alien abduction, just someone that could actually spice things up, as opposed to Sean Mannion. Do you have really early playoff predictions? Vikings end up being the 2 seed. Panthers are the 1 seed. Nah, I'm just kidding. Bucks might end up being the 1 seed. Actually, would it be a hot take to say that the Bucks could miss the playoffs? Because, I don't know, there's just something about dream teams coming together. They just don't work year one. I think the Dolphins win the AFC East. I mean, it'd be really impressive if they won the NFC East. Well, they could because it's a pretty crappy division. I think the Dolphins win the AFC East. Give me the Browns to make the playoffs. Give me Kevin Stefanski one time for the kid. I think the Raiders make the playoffs with Marcus Mariota. I think they change mid-season, and then somehow by hook or by crook they make the top 7 in the AFC. Sure. Next up is A.J. Barnes. Behind Enemy Lines or Enemy at the Gates, both were awesome military movies. Behind Enemy Lines is fine. So that's a Luke Wilson and Gene Hackman, I believe. That was good. Also, not a lot of movies made about that Kosovo. The Kosovo war. But also Enemy at the Gates was really, really good. Just the fictional story, but just the Russian defense of Stalingrad. It really was a Battle of Thermopylae type in the rubble of a shelled out city. It was just a really good movie. Jude Law was great. Daniel Craig's wife, Rachel Weisz, she was phenomenal in that. What's his name? Fiennes. Rafe Fiennes, yeah, he was good in that too, even though he's a traitor. Instead of trying to think off my head, because who was the bad guy? And who's the German? A well-known guy. Enemy of the Gates. Oh, Ed Harris. There we go. Oh, by the way. So Ed Harris bugged me the most in National Treasure 2, where go back and watch National Treasure 2, which National Treasure, the first one, was a great movie, by the way. It's absolutely phenomenal. But number 2, it bugged the hell out of me in that Ed Harris was the main villain, but you could have removed every single scene of his from the movie and it would not change the film at all. Yeah. Oh, he's good in Westworld too. I'm not smart enough for Westworld, where I enjoyed the first season, but then it got so convoluted and complicated, like which came first, which one is this, who's actually a robot, all these things, where I just want to watch a TV show and be like, wow, this is amazing, as opposed to having to go through, rewatch it 2 or 3 times, dissect, oh, what are they saying on Reddit? Yeah, what are they saying in the live chat? Yeah, I don't want to do that. So Enemy Gates is good. Lucas Johns, what are your favorite chain restaurants, fast food place to eat at, and also which chain has the best burger in your opinion? I think Culver's has the best chain burger. Don't at me. One of the few things that Wisconsin does right. Favorite chain restaurants is Fogo de Chao. Do they count? Fogo de Chao. Ruth's Chris. Do they count as a chain? Sure. P.F. Chang's. Yeah, P.F. Chang's is so good. So everyone, their mom knows mall food court. Or like Hy-Vee Chinese, it's fine. It's fine. But there is something about like higher end sit down Chinese goodness. And there was this place in Rochester that we always went to on like a birthday special occasion called Wong's Cafe. Family owned Chinese place. It was great. Formerly downtown Rochester. They moved to a burb location. It's certainly not the same. But yeah, just something about really good, authentic sit down Chinese, which is just amazing. But P.F. Chang, I mean, even though it's a chain, it certainly does bring some of that stank. Some other chains. What's the sushi place? They have a place in Eden Prairie. Sushi. Oh, Kona. Yeah, I believe they're a national chain. Kona's good. Pittsburgh Blue. Or just like day in, day out chains. Crave. Crave is always good. Cheesecake Factory. A Cheesecake Factory / the Lux in Vegas. I mean, you can't really go wrong. If you can't find something that you like on the Cheesecake Factory menu, which is the size of a phone book, there's a problem. Also respect a kitchen that can just crank out all those things on the menu at a given time. It's amazing. Max Kellenberg. Do you think of not having fans will affect us in a positive or negative way? I think the Vikings do have some of the best home field advantage just because of the crowd noise, so that will be an issue. So overall, I think it'll hurt them. We'll help them in Seattle, but I think overall will hurt. Stanley Morrow's Swingers from back in the day. It was a good movie. Speaking of Vince Vaughn, Jon Favreau, before he became a great director, it was great. Ethan Moon, KJ Osborne film. We got to see it, man. It's on the do list. We had the KJ Osborne hype video today, but we'll definitely do a breakdown. Head coach, is it true that carne asada meat is like $20 a pound over there right now due to the Rona shortage? Haven't seen drastic price hikes. I think overall price of meat has certainly increased, but nothing drastic like that. I think what you more are seeing is that less variety of things. So if you go to a grocery store now, I generally say that you would have 8 different cuts of pork. That's being scaled down to 4. If you had 12 different cuts of beef or steak or whatever, including ground beef, maybe that's scaled down to 5 or 6 now. So I think it really is catch can with meat distributors. And I think it's not the new normal for sure. I think it's going to be a hiccup. I think once supply chains, they have been disrupted, but once they get back to normal, couple weeks, couple months, I think it'll be fine. Taylor Greeno. In regards to the 2 videos released about Cam and Flacco, do you think Kirk is the type of player to do better or worse with that kind of pressure around? Worse. Absolutely worse. Haimo Kayukin, who will be the most shocking Vikings player to make the 53-man roster? Do you see any surprise names? I'm going to say make the 53. So Courtney Davis, Neville Clark, and I will say Jake Lucina makes it. Seth V. Herman. Top Gun is a flawless movie, changed my mind. It hasn't aged well. You lost that love and feeling. But overall, I think that was a very good movie. I'm excited to see the Top Gun sequel with 60-year-old Maverick still flying planes, got glaucoma in there. It's oh, is that a MiG? No. Oh, that's just my cataracts acting up. Also, do you think Madison will get more carries this year? Yes. Guy's a stud. So I think he had 100 carries on the nose last year, actually. I think that you could see that going up. Touches-wise, going up to 150, 175. Definitely get him more involved. Omar Max. Why are people sleeping on Alexander Hollins? I think he could be wide receiver too. What do you think? I do agree. the pride of Eastern Illinois when he came in as a UDFA. It's clear that the team liked him even more than a guy like Dylan Mitchell, because Hollins was kept on the practice squad, then was called up a number of times to the 53. So I think that they do have plans for him going forward. J.D. Mack, bring in Jason Peters and Donald Penn, but as tight ends. I'd love to see it. Also, Donald Penn started his career on the Vikings practice squad. Brought him as a UDFA. Fucking the door. I should have kept him. Jerome 15, any advice or tips for someone who's trying to buy a grill? You don't need as big of a grill as you think. Because big gatherings, whatever, it's got 47 burger capacity. You don't necessarily need all that. If you're looking for something that you just want as like your daily use grill, I mean, smaller capacity, you're gonna pay less. That's fine. I mean, like grills and smokers are a lot like cars and stuff. People just want to show off their length of their right, but you don't need a 47 burger capacity if it's just like if you're single. Right. Or if it's like you and the wife, you and the girlfriend, you and like 1 or 2 kids, you don't need that. Right. As well as, so you don't need the size, but spend up on quality. Like get a Traeger, I'm trying to think some of the better like gas grill brands. Get something that has decent BTUs. Also take care of it. Keep it inside, keep it in the garage, keep it in a shed, or at minimum get a really good grill cover. Pay up a couple extra bucks, get thicker gauge grill cover. And let's see here. Don't go for gimmicks. I mean, charcoal grill is a charcoal grill. Oh, also, if you're gonna get charcoal, get something that retains heat. Like you don't need to go full on big green egg, but something that has thicker gauge walls. Do that. If you want a smoker, a pellet grill, same thing. Something that's a little bit thicker because you'll use less fuel for pellets or wood in general to keep that temperature where you want it to be. Let's see. Other than that, I don't know. You'll sort of figure it out. Yeah. And also, like, even if you buy, say, like a cheaper grill, like a cheap gas grill, like even the cheaper ones are still pretty decent. Like they'll grill a nice steak, they'll get a nice sear, they'll have decent BTUs. So that's unfettered capitalism. That's the beauty of it, right? So if you get a $900 grill, like 4 burners and 65,000 BTUs, or you could get a $150 like 3 burner grill from Walmart, and it will be similar, right, for 90% of your applications. So here. Max Kellenberg, I think it'd be really cool if you did a game film, but do almost every play in the game on my cues. Fadi, Irv, and Bradbury, one of the young guys. We could do a full game coaches film. That would actually be pretty sweet. Eklund 14. Guaranteed James Shea doesn't make the Ravens roster. Hopefully Rick's watching. Well, let's see here. Our lads Ravens. See Hollywood Brown, Willie Snead, Miles Boykins hanging out. Ooh, I forgot they got Devin Duvernay. Chris Moore, sure. Oh, the corpse of DeAnthony Thomas. James Prochet. Prochet is going to make the roster, even though they're like the most run-heavy team in the league. Vikings, too. Zach Jose and Cats the Musical. No. Refuse to watch it. Refuse to even show it to my kid because she would like it too much. Let's see. We're going overtime here. How many questions do we have left? Oh, geez. All right, tell you what, we're going to save the rest of these for tomorrow, and we'll hit on a couple of those, but we're going to wrap things up. Going to make the baby girl some lunch. Livestream, thank you very much for coming along. You guys are rock stars as always. If you want to support the work, hit that join box, become a monthly or platinum Jerome player. Thank you for making this part of your day. Until next time, Skol, production value.